떠나고 있습니다.
시민들의 불안 심리를 잠재우기는
A group of immigrants are smuggled inside of a shipping container which is sent to South Korea. In the container, one of the immigrants is a carrier for the highly contagious H5N1 mutated virus. Two of the traffickers in Korea drive to the shipping container to release the immigrants to find that all but one were dead. The man that was not dead was patient 0. Soon, thousands of people are infected by this virus, which is mentioned to kill within 36 hours of infection. The entire suburb of Budong is quarantined by the government, including first responder Kang Jigu and Dr. Kim and Hae, who helped discover the mutated virus. Later, the outbreak becomes even more personal when Dr. Kim suspects that her own daughter has caught the virus. Will Kang Jigu and Dr. Kim find the cure? A couple of points of poor science in our movie. Number one, it was represented as only an airborne virus, but when others came into contact with the blood of the infected, they later showed signs of having the virus. For example, when one of the traffickers came into contact with his dead brother's infected blood, he was later put on the infected side of the camp. Number two, symptoms of the H5N1 show up immediately in the movie, rather than after a couple of days. After coming into contact with patient 0, it took less than a couple of hours for the symptoms of the virus to show up in one of the traffickers. And also when that trafficker came into a pharmacy, it took less than a day for them to show symptoms. Number 3, Dr. Kim's daughter, Miru, symptoms took more time to show up than others. In the movie, she managed to come into contact with patient 0 in a parking lot. When she came into contact with patient 0, she stayed close to him because she saw him as a friend. There was a huge gap of time between when she came into contact with patient 0 and the infected man in the supermarket. The good science that was presented in Flu was how the virus was mutated. In the scene, one of the traffickers died. Dr. Kim and others discovered that this virus had very similar symptoms to the avian flu. It was then when they saw the clip on the deceased phone that they learned that there was one survivor, proving that he was the first infected and that the avian flu must have mutated in his body, making him patient 0. Number 2. The explanations on how the virus cannot be treated with the average things we use right now to treat normal flu, aka Tamiflu. In the movie, they attempted to treat an infected individual with Tamiflu and soon learned that it was not effective. This brought more of what was occurring in the movie to seem true. Number 3. The doctors actually processing the antibody when they found patient 0. Towards the end of the movie, patient 0 was found in a race of time. During the time when Dr. Kim and her colleagues were starting to prep patient 0 for the test before they created the antibody, Dr. Kim, who was in a rush to create it, was told that she had to wait to confirm the effectiveness of the antibody against the virus before creating the vaccine. But later, when Dr. Kim realized her daughter's condition was getting worse, she rushed to get the antibody made before any of the tests and managed to give her daughter half of it, thus saving her life.
Honorable mentions are the fact that this literally happened over a represented 5 days. Also, how Mira managed not to suffocate in the bag after her mother was tranquilized while giving her the antibody. And lastly, the way they showcased how quickly everyone died at once.
괜찮아요.